This is an instructional video on how to export your Wastedge customers out of Wastedge into MYOB, the MYOB accounting package. Before we get into the export area, I just want to hop over to the invoice setup section and show you an important switch. If I scroll to the miscellaneous settings, there's a field here that says export Wastedge custom number the same as the accounting number. Yes. What that means is every time Wastedge exports, creates an export file for MYOB, it will by default place your Wastedge customer number set up in Wastedge as the MYOB card ID. So this is a very handy way to synchronize both systems, and that means within MYOB you can identify any Wastedge customers by the card ID, which will be again the Wastedge customer number. So yeah, very important hint there. Okay, now we're just going to hop over to the invoicing section, which is where you download your MYOB formatted customers and invoices. You can see here we've got a few options here. So the concept here is you always download and import your customers, which you could have potentially a few new ones at, each week or each month. You want to get them into your accounting package before you import your invoices. If you try and just import the invoices prior to doing the customer import, there's a possibility that MYOB won't have those customers in its database, and it will produce errors because it won't know who to assign the invoices to. So as a rule of thumb, just always import your customers prior to any invoicing batch. So we'll do that right now. It's quite an easy process. I'm going to scroll down to download. You can either download the customers that are in the batch, or you can just download all the customers in your system. So I'm going to choose download all. It produces an MYOB formatted file. I'm just going to save that locally to my desktop. Yes, I'm going to write over my old one. And at this point here, Wastedge is finished, and I'm going to hop over to the MYOB side of things. And under the file menu, there's an import data option, and we want to go to cards, import customer cards. Always take a backup of your MYOB database prior to doing any importing. There's no really easy way of rolling back a database if an import doesn't go to plan. Okay, so the import file window here, we produce a tab delimited file format. We have a header record. In the duplicate records options, you either have the ability to reject customers that already exist if it finds duplicates, or you can update the existing record within MYOB to match any of the details being passed over by Wastedge. So if names, addresses and phone numbers have been changed in Wastedge, you have the ability to update those fields within MYOB by choosing the update existing record option. And we want to identify customers by card ID, which again, as I sort of said at the beginning of the video, is the Wastedge customer number. So I'm going to press continue, choose my import file that I previously saved. Okay, so over on the left hand side, MYOB has read in my import file and it's found the following columns, and over on the right hand side we have to match them to the corresponding MYOB fields within its database. Easiest way to do this is just press match all, and depending on your version of MYOB, the majority of them should pretty much always line up, but as I say, depending on the version you have, you might have a few fields that are out of line, and if that's the case, you just got to run your eye down the list and fix them up one by one. there is a lot of fields here that aren't even used by Wastedge, and I think a few of mine do not line up towards the bottom, so I'm just going to unmatch them quickly. There we go. Shipping method, credit limits. Okay, so custom field 3 matches, then these fields here seem to fall out of line. It's no big deal, they're not exported anyway, so let's just unmatch them. Okay, so the most important ones are at the top. Obviously the company name, last name, first name matches up with the site name in Wastedge, and the third line there, the card ID, matches with the customer number. At this point we press import, and what's happened is we've got one record imported without errors, and it says that it's skipped 12 records. So to find out what got skipped and why they got skipped, we need to find the MYOB log file. As you can see, it's written here where it is. On my local computer, it will be in the MYOB install directory, wherever you have that done installed in your computer. So I'm just going to press OK to close that, and then hop over to my MYOB log file. And within that we've got some information. So what it basically says is error number 24 for all of the ones that it rejected. And if we scroll down and have a look at what error number 24 is, it says that it's a duplicate card, which means that that customer already exists in MYOB. So that's completely fine and normal. And the one customer that I had added this month, because I gained a new customer, has now been successfully imported into MYOB. So this sort of result you would expect every time you import an invoice batch, and you do import your customers prior to that. You're going to expect that the majority of the import lines are going to fail, as those customers should already be in MYOB, and you should just expect a couple of new ones depending on how successful your business is month to month and how many customers you're gaining. So if I hop over to my card list now, if you're familiar with Wastedge custom numbers, you'll see that they're all within my card ID database now. If you need any other information on how to import invoice batches and or any of the invoice setup options, they're all covered in other videos. So yeah, please watch them if you need any more information. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.